Okay, Nick, what we want to work on moving forward is our preparation, our lower half. Okay? So as you look on your stride and just compare you to the major leaguers, and you can see when you hit a couple of things. Um, just look at that image, and you can even look at the hard copy of the handout that I gave you and compare the positions. And a couple of things that I want to talk about here. Um, you can see as your stride foot hits, first of all, see how the weight's already started to come here, right? We've already started to commit weight forward, and we've already started to open up here. As we go back, you're starting to swing before we get loaded, okay? So again, we're watching our weight. So right there, right, you can see that we've wasted all of that potential energy that's already started in here, and the weight that's already transferred here. The other two things that I'd like to talk about is, your posture. Like Sean Casey was talking about last week on the network about the importance of staying stacked up. And you can see how you can see how you're leaning forward. I wish we had a front view, but you can see how you're leaning forward. The next thing is if you look at your hands, right? And just look at your hands and then look at all the pictures of the major leaguers, and you can see how their top hand is a fist away from their back shoulder. As we've started to take our stride, right? We did a good job of having our elbow back behind our belly button, but we want to be more back up in here with our hands. Because our end result then, as we get to preparation and you create a nice stretch, let me roll this, right? I mean, that's why you've hit a lot of balls far, right? Because you can see this is very good, how you're able to get that disconnect or that stretch between there and there. But as you go back and you look at the major leaguers at preparation, see how they're so much more closer in here. We can see all of the space that we've created with our hand and our back shoulder. And the end result is that our swing comes up and around. So if you watch your head, let's see, from about here, okay? Now watch as you go through, see how it came up? And that's not even on a pitch that's elevated, but our path is up and around. And if we time it well, I mean, like I said, you hit the ball far away because you've created stretch, right? I mean, that's really good if our posture was better, our hands were in a better position, and we didn't start the leak out, right? Just watch here as our foot's coming down, and you can see how early you started to open up. How early you started to open up. And so, like, we're kind of doomed to be around, even though we're generating a lot of power there, right? And our direction's going to be off because we've started to rotate too soon, right? And as we talked about here, it's going to be tough to stay back when we've already committed that weight to here, and my hands have already come out that far because I never really got them back. As you can see, we're starting to come forward as our stride foot hits. And even though we do a great job of turning there, we're going to be up and around as we go through. So let's just work on, as we take our stride, we're going to get into the ground before anything starts to move there. And as we get into the ground, we'll be back here, top hand a fist away from our back shoulder. Our body will be more upright and stacked up, so we can take advantage of that ridiculous stretch that we're able to get. That's so good, but we want to be in a better position where our stride foot hits so that we can make our direction go from us to the ball instead of up and around.